we're live. This is Beyond the Pendulum, with episode 70. Um, shoot, I'm not even. I'm back on Twitter. Uh, I decided to bite the bullet and get back onto social media because of all of that craziness that I was dealing with in Discord world. And hey, you know what? I'm not as popular as I thought I was, and almost nobody knew. Only a few people knew that I was missing. When I said I'm back, nobody really, the only people that remembered that I was missing were criminals.
So you went back to X because Discord is too crazy. Is that what is that what
Yeah,
Ben
I
is saying?
mean, I kind of was trying, I mean, like, I was trying to, yeah, some people are more crazy than me, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, all I can say is, if that person's listening, I do know you. I actually do. That was their last thing. They said, "You don't know me." Well, I kind of do, but um, one day you'll reach out and we'll explain that much later. But anyway, so where do we even start? So I was gone for a while. The Venezuelan sonic attacks. A lot of people in the rickety doo world are saying that it is a laser beam causing sonic booms. Well, unfortunately, lasers do not cause sonic booms. They create what's known as an ionic crackle, which is basically popping. It's heating up the air, creating ions, and the ions are popping. That's not a sonic boom. So,
No, I've
uh,
seen they did that. I don't know if it was Serbia or Croatia. There was a video of a big crowd where they used something like that, and it had to be a sonic weapon because I mean, it's like you could just see the whole crowd kind of wave as this thing pulsed out. I mean, it really messed with them.
well, it is a
Uh,
DEW, but the Havana syndrome in 2016 was the first hallmark sounds were repeated sonic booms. The same thing on the DC attack on that senator, same thing. We're hearing sonic booms. What we might be dealing with is probably hype. Okay, like I said, there's probably exotic material being used if you're putting in milliamps and getting gigawatts for something that would fit into a backpack for that kind of energy conversion without burning the client. There's some sort of metamaterial being used to do the energy conversion. But there's another hypothesis that we might be dealing with directed energy weapons that might be dealing with scalar waves, um, which are waves that do not oscillate but still emit on the EM spectrum. Hypothetically, scalar waves, as far as I understand it, might be operating into an extra dimension where you get input in and maximum output out because there doesn't have to be an oscillation. How you would control that, I don't know. But what I do know is that in 2022, um, well, first of all, the Russian GRU unit 21 something 39 was responsible for using this, or were the culprits. In 2022, DHS had a sting operation and bought one of these units under the Biden administration for about $10 million from a classified host, possibly the Russians. And we've been experimenting with it from since 2022, and I think it was used in the Venezuelan thing. Because you heard about that report, right, where they were bleeding out their mouths and their nose and they were hearing sonic booms.
no, I hadn't seen that. No,
Okay. There was a report from one
is
of the
it?
guards, yeah, that was hearing sonic booms. Their nose was bleeding, their mouths were bleeding. and they were crippled and they were
Uh,
hearing constant sonic booms. And this is atypical behavior of a Havana device. We're probably
well,
doing
that's it. What's that? The ultra low frequency is,
well. We're dealing with something
seems to
that
be the way
yeah.
with that, and not really tracked. It's
Yeah, but yeah, what I'm saying, it might
it
be using
has to
scalar
be high
waves.
power
Yeah,
though. I mean,
yeah, scalar waves, something that's operating somewhat in this realm and somewhat, and probably somewhat out. And you're, you're,
yeah, yeah,
you're,
we can do that in normal tech.
yeah.
And the microwave weapon, I mean, they have stuff they can kind of, almost burn you now. They just, all the stuff that was like annoying or would just give you an itch on the skin. Well, they've turned that all up, man. They can literally burn you if they want you.
Well, they have that tech already. They even use it for crowd control. They actually Raytheon or whatever actually has built it.
Yeah, or blind you with lasers. I mean, there's all kinds of nasty
Oh
shit they
no,
got cooked up.
it's a pulsed microwave at like 50 megawatts or something. They turn it on for a
Yep,
microsecond and it
just
feels like
burst you.
fire. Yeah, for a
Yep,
second.
yep. I don't know if you've ever seen that one where they pull it. I think it's like 2.8 hertz. If you ever hit that strobe light, right in your face with that frequency, it does mess you up, man. I've done that, and it's just it makes you sick. It's weird.
Well, because it probably, there's something called in everything there is a what's it called with oscillations? There is a convergent point, and you have really weird a
Resonance.
resonance. Yeah, you get
Yeah,
really weird behavior when you have resonance, and it's possible that 2.8 hertz or whatever might be the magic frequency on which the neurons are firing throughout the optic nerve, reaching the brain, and you've got
yeah.
some sort of hypnosis device.
There's a combination there. Yeah, it sets some people off. Epilepsy, and I mean it's a real. I can see why. I don't know what it is, but man, it's weird. It makes me sick. Headache and sick. It's weird.
I don't know if you
But
watched.
a lot of times,
Go
where
ahead.
they use that is at the damn rock concerts.
Oh yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
like to do that. With the strobe, and man, some of it's right there at that at that frequency, man. They're hitting you.
Yeah, I think this device is real. I think the
Hmm. Yeah, well, it can be used for
it's a
crowd
hundred.
control. It can be used, anti. Well, hell, even the military could use it. You just
Well,
turn
you know what they
power out.
did? You know what they did is they had like 100 drones with this device strapped to them, and the Venezuelan guards couldn't do anything because they were on the grounds dealing with this with the device.
The stunning, yeah, it stuns them, and that's all you need. Just stun them and fuck them up for a little bit, and then you just walk in and they're all puking or what,
Yeah.
just it just that whole Venezuela thing strikes me as like it's too easy. It's like we had to buy off like a lot of people to make that happen.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
just
there was some CIA. There's some CIA
yeah, it's
stuff.
just come on. It's no military just gives up that easy. I mean, anybody decent, Venezuelan military, there'd been some kind of big gun battle or something. I mean, come on.
Under. What do you think is going to happen in Iran? Iran.
We're stirring up trouble for no good reason. Venezuela makes sense because all the heavy oil's there, the biggest deposit of oil in the world down there in Venezuela. So that'll always make sense. We're going to be down there for 100 years. Stirring up trouble.
Yeah, I think I don't know if this
Iran,
it seemed like the last time this happened in 2022 that it was, this was the last time there was going to be Iran, and we'll see.
yeah,
We'll
there's
see.
not. I mean, they're strategic in a certain way, but it's like for us, it's like not really. I mean,
I mean,
it doesn't make sense.
if you got rid of the Iranian leadership, you get rid of like 70% of the terrorist groups out there, or at least their funding. Sorry, that's
Well,
my
they say,
kid.
well, yeah, but isn't it a lot of it coming from out of Qatar and people with money and sure, there's a certain amount coming out of Iran, but
Yeah.
I don't
Sorry,
see
Mike.
that
Oh,
going
you
away if
need
you
to
take,
call
you know,
Adam.
that's always the claim.
Yeah.
Okay, come on, break it here.
You know,
Did
but
you
just take
watch?
out one more country, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, my kid. He decided.
Got your fun bunch there.
Yeah, he decided he wasn't gonna take a shower. Yeah, you taking a shower? He's only
Give me
3 years
the
old.
bath now, Daddy. Okay,
That's a
give me
good
the
age
bath.
there.
Daddy, put me the bath.
I There you go. But yeah, looks like the UAP UFO legacy program is probably real. Probably more than 100% real, and so are all the stories from what I heard from the UAP Gerb interview. Um, which means that the triangle stories we've been hearing for years is real tech too. Um, they believe those are ARVs, alien reproduction vehicles, which means that the government and the Pentagon has been sitting on this tech while we've been using rockets and you know
Yeah, that would, man. You know, if I would just, I don't know what, you know, if I found out that that was true, I would be really pissed. I'm not sure what I would do. You know, just I
that's
dislike being lied to like that. But hey, you know, a president died a month before I was born, and I still don't know who did it, right?
exactly.
You know, so you know, so I'm still not worthy. Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah, something's up, man. You know, it's,
Yeah, there was a November leaker in Reddit had a lot to say, and they said scalar weapons would be revealed this year, and had some really weird stuff said about 65,000, no, about 10,000 years ago. A group known as the Council scooped up about 10,000 humans and put them on as an experiment in a utopian society on a planet known as 82 Iridian, which is about 1.5 times the size of Earth, revolving around a red dwarf. Um, there was some stuff, and that oddly enough, that was mentioned in an old book. You remember that? Do you remember that story about the Yellow Book?
um,
It was.
no.
It's very obscure in ufology, but there was an alien, I believe, from Roswell that had the Yellow Book, and the one of the stars in the star chart was 82 arid. That's what creeps me out. Most people don't know that because I believe it was in what's his name's um
Well, there were several crashes there in New Mexico. You had like an
Aztec happened,
was it
yeah.
Aztec? Yeah, I mean, you know, similar time, you know, landing and you know, and then when a like a cop's giving you the you know the witness report, I mean, geez,
I've been listening to Stories Lost about all of these stories in Europe about aliens and stuff, and apparently crashes happen all over the world more than we would think. You know, one of them hit a power line and stuff, and there was no like recovery crew, and like a lot of these stories are happening, between the 80s and the 40s, but there's outside of U.S. territory that it seems like these things crash all the time. Like they're drunk at the wheel. I don't know.
yeah, maybe they're you know, well, hey, even future tech is going to have failures, right? I mean, you know, there's physical limits that you know apply to everything. It's like yeah, you might have a badass craft that's, you know, well, like our aircraft, you know, it's like, hey, you know, that's a 99.9%, you know, you're not going to crash. But hey, when it fucks up, you know, it's pretty spectacular. It's
Yeah, that
so how
that
many, you
leak
know,
that that leaker
with
sit. Go ahead.
Well, that would kind of lead you to like, okay, if we do have all these crashes, then that kind of tells you, hey, you're getting visited a lot. Either their tech's kind of shaggy and can barely make it, or there's something wrong and we're getting visited a lot, and there's just a lot of crashes because it's like a highway, you know,
That's what it seems like,
and
just
shit
like it just
happens.
just like on the, people got amazing tech in their car and they crash every day.
Yeah, yeah. It's just you can space age everything, but it, you know,
People think that they're gifts, and I'm like, you know what? People get in accidents and just abandon it. You know, I mean,
true.
like
Yeah, there'd be that aspect. If you did survive, yeah, you just walk away, try to make it. Depending on what kind of resources you have, you're probably screwed because you're on some kind of weird atmosphere you're not used to. But yeah, or it's I'm still thinking it's these guys are it's like a robotic, like
interdimensional,
we would
yeah.
have. Some are just probes, totally automated where there's like nobody in it, and then you have these others that are, some kind of like a cyborg, but a robotic, person in there, able to get out if they need to, for whatever reason. Then you seem to have the manned ones, like
Yeah, I think it's all
they
the
got all kinds of
above.
models. It's like you got the Studebaker, you got the GM, you got Ford. Just
I think
it's
it's all
like
the above.
yeah, you went to the like UFO dealer, let's just saucer dealer, and you bought whatever you could afford. It only gets you so far, and
What I
yeah,
can't stand is people thinking it's all nuts and bolts, and I'm like, bro, you got to think outside of the box. Like I've seen some of the orb videos where they turn into like three and go into one and three. I'm like, if you're dealing with a four-dimensional object piercing in, like, not like space, like there's like the fourth dimension. I'm not a mathematical fourth. I'm talking about a higher dimensional object piercing into our universe. Um, you're gonna see some strange shit, and I've seen kind of
yeah,
some stuff that might be evidence of that. It's just basically poking a hole through their reality to ours. Um, I mean, I think it's all the above. Like we were talking about the before the show, that
yeah.
those two books that I read. I think it's all the above.
Yeah, just you just look at the range of stories that we come up with, here,
And
you
yeah,
know.
they're like, oh, they're demons. No, it's paranormal. No, no, they're real. No, it's like it's all. It seems like it's all the above.
Yeah, it's aliens, it's interdimensionals, and then of course, the guys that believe in the aliens think the interdimensional is bullshit, and then the interdimensional think the aliens are bullshit. So it's just we all can all bicker about that, but yeah, I'm with you there. I think this just because of the range of stories, the paranormal, and then that link, paranormal link to like UFOs and everything, and all these other stories. It's just like it's like a zoo of possibilities.
Oh yeah.
So that's what you're going to get into. That's what it is. Just like life, it's this ever changing like zoo
What?
of possibilities. Connections.
7:20.
Yeah. What was that?
I just started the show.
Oh,
Uh,
let's start all over.
no, no, no. She wants me to end at 7:30. What are you doing? Oh, you're done. Come here. Oh, there you are.
How about he? Come with me.
So, what do you think is going to happen with what was I going to say? With
With disclosure.
yeah, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, disclosure. Yeah. Well, yeah. Let's see. More of the same. Let's see. Yeah. What's going to happen in 2026 for disclosure? Probably the same nonsense we've heard
Exactly.
last couple years. Yeah. Just you know, I can review all the stories of the past and get more disclosure than I can get out of my government today. It's even stories. It's like where are the modern UFO stories? Like
I listened to that podcast, Stories Lost from Sweden, that has most of the European stories that never made it into like Western culture, and there's a lot, a lot,
Yeah.
a lot, and surprise, a lot of it never gets into USA ufology, but um,
Yeah, it's only the biggest cases, even
American
Canada, yeah.
Americans don't a lot of majority of them not interested in the if you can't read it they're not interested in it. So a little culture barrier there, but I was surprised at some of the stories I was told, or not told, I was told I listened to, but
Yeah, Brazil seems to be a hot spot, for
as well, yeah.
well over the decades. There's a lot of long-term events, take place down there.
Oh,
Weird.
Virginia, Virginia, Caracas,
Colimas, I think it was.
Colimas, yeah, where it
Yeah, that
was.
was
Yeah, there's even tribes out there that I've heard where one story where like this lady was like living in the middle of the jungle or something, and her son fell off of a cliff and cracked his head or something, and the parents were like called in the doctor, and the doctor says he's gonna die, and the frantic mother starts praying. She says, "No, the gods will save them." And she starts meditating, and this craft comes down and heals the kid. Like,
uh,
like in modern day, you know? None
yeah.
of this makes any sense, but it does, right? Like,
Well, yeah, because if you see there, if there's the belief in that, you kind of manifest it, right? Just like you can manifest things here. Well, you're still manifesting. Maybe that's another avenue for doing something like that. But
and
yeah, it's as strange as that sounds.
sorry, just trying to brush my kid's teeth. Yeah, this, I mean, like, I always get mad at the people that, the kind of, what's funny is that there's been a lot of stuff recently that was dumped into UFO Twitter that I know was real. There were real leaks, and um, some of the big accounts, some of the big people out there called it poop. You know?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, the gatekeepers, you got to gatekeep. I mean,
It's funny. It's like even the people that believe sometimes think that, if it's too good, it's not it's too good to be true.
well, there's always going to be that danger of, well, especially listening to the people they push on you up front, of listening to them and believing it's the truth. You might get some, this whole disclosure from the government is kind of fraught with danger because it's like, do you believe it or not?
That's why I stopped listening to Micah
Is it
Hanks. That
information, misinformation, disinformation? What am I hearing? It's like,
I stopped listening to Micah Hanks because he was one of those people. I'm like, dude, it's like all of your podcasts are about disproving UFOs. And
yeah, which is the standard government position. They want you to go away, stop believing
and
in them
oddly
because
enough, yes, he does
it's
have
something
access
they don't control, so they
to
got
the
to act like it's not real.
he does have this weird ties to the DOW. It's not the DOD anymore. It's Department of War. Changed their name. I'm gonna have to put
Back,
this little. I'm gonna have to put this kid to bed. Sorry.
oh,
Yeah. We'll do the next show on the 29th.
all right, sounds good.
I see you then.
All right.
Bye.